Andrew Haug here for AndrewHaug.com, 24/7 rock metal radio. We are here with drummer extraordinaire Mr. Jon Dette on the SOUNDWAVE Festival for not just one band, but two, Slayer and Anthrax. Welcome to AndrewHaug.com, John.
Thanks for having me, man.
No worries. And I guess the first question is, how are the hands holding up?
Well, as you can see, there's some war wounds on here, but you know, it's we'll just call it a rite of passage, so to speak. You know, it's there's 3 SOUNDWAVEs left, so I've got 6 shows. Well, I just played with Anthrax this morning, so I've got 5 shows left. So yeah, but the hands are doing good, considering. We
obviously are aware about Dave not coming to Australia for Slayer and Charlie Benante with his own personal issues as well with Anthrax. Fill us in on the phone calls you got. Did you get calls at the same time from both bands and said, or did you know you were going to do double duty? Who actually called you first for assistance?
Well, I had actually started filling in for Charlie back on the just back in November, December, Anthrax Motorhead tour in Europe, and so you know I was out there doing that, and then this was the next run for them. So you know, Charlie really wanted to be here. But he's, you know, he's dealing with some stuff back home, and it's just kind of hard for him to get out of the country right now. So I knew about 3 weeks ago, actually, that I was going to be coming to SOUNDWAVE with Anthrax. But as far as Slayer goes, I got that call literally 4 days before leaving for Australia, and it was literally on the phone with Kerry. You know, he called me. I forget which night it was, but I was literally in a room with him the next day. Him and I just jammed for 3 days to go over the set. We were originally going to try and do 4 days, which I was going to be flying out on that 4th day. But after the first day, he's like, "We don't need to jam 4 days. This is sounding awesome." So I was like, "Okay, cool." And then you know, we just did the first show in Brisbane, and that was an awesome show. Everybody really seemed to enjoy it, and that was actually the first time being on stage with Tom in 16 years. So we didn't even have a chance to rehearse. Literally, that show in Brisbane was our first time on stage together in 16 years, and it felt great.
Well, like I said, a lot of people probably aren't aware that you were part of Slayer, as again 16 years ago.
Yeah.
And jamming back with Kerry, was there an instant chemistry again?
Yeah, there was actually. It was crazy because you know, when he called and said, you know, "Hey, here's 21 songs. You know, can you take a day and like let's see if we can get in a room, you know, in a couple of days." I was like, "Whoa!" And but when I got into my jam room and played the songs, with the exception of 2 of the songs, every other song are songs that I played with the band back in the '90s. So it was like riding a bike. You know, yeah. It's like I remembered all of it, and it was just kind of tweaking and fine tuning some of the fills here and there. But you know, it's just like you just never forget that stuff, even though it's been that amount of time. Yeah. So, but it felt great. I mean, the chemistry's there. We're having a great time out here. You know, it's great to see everybody laughing and having a good time and hanging out. So, I'm enjoying myself. Well,
aside from that, I guess fill us in on a bit of an update on what you've been up to musically the last, I guess, couple of years or so.
Yeah, well, I was actually involved with a band. I'm still involved with a band called Animetal USA, which is it's just this fun project with Rudy Sarzo.
Yep.
Chris Impellitteri on guitar, and Mike Vicera on vocals, and it's just this. It's all based off Japanese animation.
Yep.
And it's been focused in Japan right now. The record label wants to try and expand it outside of Japan now, but you know, we've there's 2 records out. I recorded a record with them early last year, and we did some touring in Japan. It's really successful in Japan, and you know, having a great time. The music's actually all they're anime cover songs basically, yeah, that have just been made into heavy metal tunes, and but the music's legit. I mean, there's some straight up serious double bass going on these songs, you know, and it's definitely challenging, but yeah, it's a great time, and we're actually supposed to be doing another record, I believe, during the summer. So they're trying to set other stuff up for that later in the year.
And tell us a bit about, I guess, playing with people like Rudy Sarzo, of course, just so, such a legend in the field of heavy metal. And then we've got Christian Pelletieri as well, just amazing players, and being in the presence of that. What do you learn from people that are so sort of seasoned in the industry?
Just not overthink things, and just keep it simple. And, Rudy is such a great, amazing person, as well as a bass player. As with all the guys in the band, Chris is a great guy, Mike's a great guy. We really enjoy just hanging out, and we would hang out even if we weren't playing music together. And but Rudy's obviously, anything that man says, I listen to with complete attention, because he has been around the block and he knows exactly what he's talking about. And he says that he's just so humble with everything that he talks about. So. The biggest lesson, definitely, just play. Don't worry about all of this stuff, management and all these logistics. So just jam, no matter how big the stage is, just jam.
Do you find that that's something that the younger bands need to sort of not worry about too much, or even possibly consider? Because, it's such a different ballgame with the industry today, the way it is.
Yeah.
There's so many little, I guess, niche options for certain bands that some of them probably aren't aware of the pitfalls. And
I'm so out of the loop of what new bands have to go through these days, and I know it's a completely different game now than it was, years ago.
Yep.
But I would say, just never forget, it's like the whole reason that you're here is for playing, and without worrying about a dressing room or worrying about this monitor not worry, it's just jam, and have a good time and remember why you're doing it.
Well, thanks for your time, John. We can get you to choose your favourite Anthrax track and your favourite Slayer track to conclude our chat.
My favorite Anthrax track right now is The Devil You Know. Love that song. Joey just did such an amazing job on. I love the new record, and it definitely, in my opinion, I think it's Joey's best Anthrax record. Slayer song, I'll go with World Painted Blood.
Yep. Very good. Let's check it out now on andrewhaug.com. Thanks, John.
Right on. Thanks for having me, brother.